What's good, y'all? Today we got Capo. So let's get into it, man. So my brother Capo went to prison.
Not prison.
Not prison?
Not prison.
What you do?
I sat down. So prison, they give you is anything like usually over a year. But I sat down and did a little bit of time in. Oh no, I fucked up. Yeah, I just fucked up. We're gonna have to erase that.
All right.
Yeah, I just fucked up. I was about to start talking about a whole nother case. But yeah, so Jackson prison.
Okay, so Jackson prison.
Year and
Okay,
10 months stint. Nothing too much. Back on my feet. So, you living.
Is Jackson that's what level is that?
Jackson, so they go by different levels, but it's I was on a level 4. They go up to 12 different levels, but I was on a level 4. And the levels go by pretty much the severity of what your crime is. So they got people that go in there for drug crimes, some people that go in there for other miscellaneous things, chomo, stuff like that, murders, robbers. So it really depends. And I was pretty much in between everything. Mine was carrying and concealed in an attempt. So I was on level 4.
Damn. That attempt, what was that like?
Shit. In my opinion, a fight.
Wow.
So it wasn't nothing too much behind it. Somebody said some words to me because of an incident that happened. And I'd rather not let a problem come to me. I'd rather face my issues at the time. And when I got to the person that was saying these things, I went about it a certain way. And the charges sounded a lot worse than what it really was. Like I said, it was a fight. Things happened throughout the fight. And a lot of people that say one thing don't live up to it when they get in the court and they turn to a whole different person. So that's what made it a little bit more hyped up, and the charge went from aggravated assault to attempt.
Damn. Okay. Cool. So, what was the sentencing like? What was your parents there?
Shit, yeah. My mom, my sister, homeboy. Still people that's with me to this day, pretty much.
So, like, what are they saying? In a little bit of communication you could get, like, what are they saying? What are they going through at this point?
I mean, to be honest, we not ones to really mourn over what's going on. Like when you know what time it is, you just gotta go about the situation the best you can. So the whole time it was just us, preparing for whatever it could have been. I just wanted it to be a fair outcome of what it was. So I was ready. The family was ready. Obviously, when everything happened, people were sad, but not in disbelief. Because, like I said, we all knew it was coming. Everything is a lead up. Like, you go through pre-trials, preliminary trials, sentencing. Like, everything's a lead up. I think I was going through the case for at least maybe up to a year before I got sentenced. So.
That's a good one. I was wondering about that too. What kind of person were you when you went in? Like, were you, some people change. I don't know if it's, now they're in front of the judge. They're like, oh, please, 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 but, beforehand you were just, cold-hearted, no remorse having person or something like that. Like, what kind of person were you?
I was a young person. I ain't gonna say cold hearted, but I didn't care too much about what was going on. Part of being young, I feel like for me, was only seeing my side of things, and I felt like I got threatened, so I handled it accordingly. And that's one thing I remember the judge asking at the court date, like, do you have any remorse? And I looked at the guy, and then looked at the judge, and I just, even to this day, that's one thing I really stand on. I'm an honest man. I couldn't lie, especially with what he was saying behind why what happened. So it was, yeah, I told him no, which definitely probably played a part in why they did what they did to me. But yeah, at the time, I had my own little view on things, which, like I said, I feel like just come from being young and only being one side.
How old were you?
So I think like 16, yeah, something like, oh, it was a few years ago, not too long ago, a few years ago. It's been a little minute now.
That's good. Make it more minutes. let's make it more minutes.
It's been a little minute now, man.
But so you were like in high school when this happened?
Yeah.
What is that like for a high schooler? Like you saw Brother Time, he was like 26 when he went in, so he was a grown ass man. But
right,
you're a high schooler. What's that like?
Well, shit, for me, I feel like high school, you was pretty much starting to be a man anyway. That's how we was coming, so going in, it was like, really stuff was just a little bit more sanctioned, but like the street politics and the aggressiveness and how people talked and moved, it was nothing really different. And I was always chill, so people took to me because I feel like they always wanted to figure out, like, okay, he seemed like he involved, but he's so chill, so how? And then when they really interact, it's like, oh, he really just chill for real. Smooth guy. So it wasn't really much of a difference. Like I said, it was just a lot more sanction in there because it was older people that got a little bit more respect and responsibility and stuff like that, I guess, Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's a good one. What did some of the lessons that some of the older people taught you?
I might be able to think of a couple, but I'm gonna say this first. Ain't a lot of lessons that you can learn being locked up, besides discipline and taming your emotions because you know where some of them will put you. But honestly, a lot of the people in there mentally may be doing worse off than you, so it ain't like a lot of advice I gotta be taking up out of there. But things that I picked up on in there was just be more patient. Life is a routine, and whether you live your routine on an upward path, a standard path, or a down one, it's a routine. So if you bullshitting every day, you a bullshitter because you do it every day. That's your routine. If you go to work, go home, relax, play the game every day and don't do nothing more, that's your standard life, you're going to be a standard person. If you overexceed and do this, that, and the other every day on top of going to work and hustling and doing all that, you're going to maintain that. So just living by your means, and just like I said, really just being patient for real. Because you can't get none of that time back, so why not be patient and use it in the right space?
What's the first thing you did when you got out?
Shit. Like I said, that was a minute ago. I mean, I think I probably just. What did I do? I went home for sure. Went home, showered. Cause ain't no shower like a home shower for sure. The soap in that bitch to dry your skin out. And how you losing your hair. I think I still got a little spot back here right now. But got a shower next morning because I got out like late. It was nighttime for sure. I don't remember what time, but it was nighttime. Next morning got some food. My homeboy came and picked me up. Got a haircut. Met some little chicks at the mall. We already knew them, but they met us up there, you know. Was happy to see a nigga. And was thugging with them for like. We was with them for a couple days. It was going down for sure. So shout out to all of them in the situation and that whole week. Yeah.
That's
For real.
so. All right, you inside. What's your first day like? I know you said everything was just sanctioned, but like, what's your first day like?
Smooth. Walked in there, obviously, you getting a couple little looks at you. But none of them, at least to me, was threatening looks or too alarming. Like, obviously, if somebody looking at you, it's like, all right. At least I'm going to be like, all right, that's somebody I got to keep an eye on. But just smooth. Walked in there, went to my bunk. Before you even get in there, you go through the whole process and things, so you kind of meet people anyway and kind of figure out where you're going to be going, what it's like. Some of the people probably already been there before, all that. So you just fill it out off the information you get as you work your way up into there, And so, yeah, it was cool for me, though. Like I said, I don't really feel like some people when I was younger, I must have gave off that you could fuck with me. And so I did have a few issues when I was real young, people testing me. But I don't know, maybe I grew into it or just like I said, because the people in there were older, more respectful. They looked at me, I guess, as about my shit. And ain't nobody really approached me, nothing. It was just, I'm here now. And from the first day, it was, all right, this how much time I got left. Just calm it down.
That's what's up. What did you like have while you were locked up? Like, people be having like shit on the inside of TV or radio or something like that. What do you have?
On TV, definitely was stocked up on the store. All the food and stuff like that. But yeah, I was chilling, bro. Like I did not do a lot in there. I did some good jailing and got the fuck up out of there. Like you could always tag along with people and get involved in the shit. Use somebody's radio or something like that. But I used the regular phone. They got tablets and stuff like that, so I was talking to my people when I needed to and playing cards. Shit, real old school shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I didn't have, as long as I ate, bro, I was good for real. And could talk to my people when I wanted to. I always had money on the food and on the phone, That's all I needed. Other than that, I was just ready to come home. Wasn't nothing gonna be the real thing no way in there,
So, like, what's the difference that you saw between like actually being there and what you had learned before on TV and movies and stuff?
You said the difference?
Yeah.
Shit, I mean, everything the same. If you ask me, it's just hyped up more in movies. It's more televised. You know, they gonna hype everything up. Like every movie gonna have, if it's a jail movie, every movie gonna have a nigga getting stabbed in it. But you know what I'm saying? But not everybody gets stabbed
Right.
when you when you get locked up. Like that ain't the typical thing to happen. Not like out of state prisons, LA and Chicago and stuff like that, they be tripping because it's heavily gang populated.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of shit like that go down on the yard. Nigga bump you off the yard. But yeah, it's just more hyped up. Stabbings, like nigga might get poked up, but how often is that gonna happen? It's one of them things. Fights always happening. I say that. The movie's spot on. Spot on with that. There's always somebody in there trying to get off. But if we talking politics like how it's ran, all that should be the same. Child time, getting put in your cell at night, sitting in your blocks, watching TV with all the guys, playing cards. It's pretty much the same thing.
Did you see any of the guys making like hibachi? You know, on the steps.
Yeah.
Like, you know, on the internet, of course, but celebrating July 4th, they're making like cake and ice cream.
Good cook-ups.
How?
I mean, none of the big scale shit like that. Hibachi, they be lighting up the whole bed. You know what I'm saying? Cooking it on the slab. You know. So I haven't seen that, but like the big cook-ups, like the big pizza box of noodles with chips and sausage and cheese and like layers of shit. And like people are cutting off squares of it and everybody eating around the pot and stuff. Like I've seen that. I've seen people make all types of desserts. The cakes just be pretty much though. It's an exchange in there. It's politicking just like it is out here. We all get trays every day, and on top of the commissary that you get for store every week. But if you got a tray and we get a cake with it. So if everybody got cakes, but on the tray you get an apple too, or chicken patty or whatever, the nigga that make the cake, the big cake at the end of the night, is gonna trade his stuff off all day. Like, hey, I'll give you my chicken patty for your cake. You know, nobody that's trying to eat for real, don't nobody care about no cake. They're like, yeah, let me double up on that chicken patty. Go ahead. Or bro be like, hey, I'm about to make this big ass cake. I know you don't want your cake no way. I'll make sure whatever when I make the cake, you know, whatever make you happy, I'll give you a noodle or something. If somebody gets some cake. Because he'll end up sending the cake out, selling it. People will probably give him a soup or some coffee or something, and these will just be giving their cakes up to him because they know he gonna get back to him on the back end. So,
yeah,
fudge, that water will be so hot in that bitch, niggas will take buy Hershey's and chocolate bars and just put it in a plastic bag and run it under the faucet for like 30 seconds to a minute, and it'll turn into fudge. They'll cut the bag open, and now we got chocolate cake. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Motherfuckers innovative in there, bro. For sure.
I definitely saw the one with the guy actually in the cell, too.
Mm-hmm.
He was making something like on the slab, but I also saw the one with the guy on the steps.
Yeah. That shit see, that right there is, you got to get that slab so hot. You know what I'm saying? You got to get that bitch so hot to actually cook on there that, at least where I was at, that shit ain't happening. Because ain't nobody finna, don't get it wrong, you can get something lit in there, but they got that bitch on fire to get that slab that hot. That ain't happening where I was at. Yeah, no. That was probably like a video from the feds or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's levels to this shit. The feds, they probably doing shit like that in there. That's where most of the movie shit be though, in the feds.
Mm-hmm.
The heavy gang population, the big old yard fights, the stabbings, niggas getting raped. A nigga asking you for your cookie at lunch, you not give them to him. Y'all get to fighting. That type of shit happening in the feds for real, for real.
Okay, that's interesting.
Big boys. That's the big boys.
You know, people like me don't be knowing nothing for real. Just see stuff in movies and, you know. But, you know.
It gets you so far.
Yeah, keep me out of there. For sure.
Yeah, you feel me?
For sure. Have you ever seen Scared Straight?
Beyonce, Scared Straight.
There was an original one that they did in like the 70s where, you know, Beyond Scared Straight came from.
Okay. No, I ain't seen that.
To me, that was real.
Uh-huh.
I think they really took these little white children to this prison,
Uh-huh.
you know, to talk to these black inmates. But did you see any of that?
I didn't see the Scared Straight. I seen Beyond Scared Straight.
I mean, while you were inside, did you see any like children brought in to you know, talk to the inmates?
No.
Okay. That's interesting.
But you know, there's be like certain more popular prisons, way more popular. So it's like they gonna take them there, or not even just because they're more popular, also because a lot of these prisons that are more popular is because that's where a lot of the more violent shit is happening, which means that's where a lot of these kids are messed up at, because the community around them is messed up. So that's where, you know, they be taking them to. But I ain't never did no tour while I was in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
You remember the Booty Warrior? Did you see that from the Bodoc?
Yeah. Tripping.
So I watched a couple of his interviews. I think the dude was trolling. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he was locked up. That was a real deal. But he definitely said that the jail and like NBC or MSNBC, whatever channel it was, kind of hyped him up to like talk like that.
Yeah.
And so, to me, I think that's a bad look. Like some of the mentalities in there, like what were they talking about? Was anybody, you know, talking in the sense where you like, okay, like that sounds good, or, you know, hey, I hope you do that, or you just like, oh my, like you gonna be in here a while, bro.
Yeah, a lot of people was gonna be in there a lot longer than I was, so that's probably one reason I didn't take to a lot of the conversation that was being told to me in there. But it was for sure like 2 conversations that I took into consideration. But shit, one of them just at the time I wasn't all into all of that stuff that he was talking about. So like he seen the good in me, but I ain't really want to get into all that stuff. So I just kind of let that go with the time. And the other guy, like, I just always had a feeling about his ass, and I ended up seeing him on the news a few times after I got out, and he got out, because we was getting out around the same time. And I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I wasn't fucking with dog. So I feel like my judgment was good too. But other than that, them like 2 little conversations, and of course all the game I got just from like the older heads, not really game, but just shit we would talk about, and it's like little bits and pieces I take with me, because they are older with wisdom and been through what I've been through probably 2-3 times already. But yeah, I ain't take nothing too valuable about it.
Did you see anybody you knew before, like from the crib or anything?
In there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. My nigga Snow. Big ass nigga. He was in there, but that's it. And I ain't really like that one of my mans. I just knew him.
So even though he wasn't your man, what were you thinking? Like, how I end up with him? Were you thinking like that?
I mean, I wasn't with him. He was just in there.
No, I'm saying like now we in here together. Like, how did I end up in here with?
I didn't think that we was on the same type of shit.
Okay.
Yeah, I ain't naive. We was the same type of people. We was the same type of people.
I dig it.
Now if I don't know what he doing right now, but if he's still doing the same thing, and I already end up back in there and see him, and then I'll be like, damn, because I know I'm not on the same shit. Right. Then I'll be like, oh, how I end up in here with this nigga, and I know what type of time he be on.
So, if faced with the same situation again, what would you do?
I would let it come. I would let the shit come to me. If it was the exact same situation, I would let it have played out better. I didn't give it no time to play out. I just kind of hopped on his ass as soon as he got to sending these threats out. But especially getting older now, like it's been probably almost like 10 years. Nah, it ain't been that long. But you feel what I'm saying? It's been a minute. And I done dealt with people that did the same thing. So if that was the case, I would have been back in jail 2-3 times now for the same charge. And probably not be here right now because they look at shit a lot worse and a lot differently when you keep coming back for the same shit.
Oh, talk about that.
Huh?
Talk about that.
I mean, just in general, they got like the 3-strike or habitual offenders. That's a thing in the court. That's a saying, a thing. That's something that goes around in the court of law. Like, they'd throw that out there, like you a habitual offender, or like it's a lot of things that if you do something, when they say it's on your record, like that's a thing. They gonna pull your record up and see all the receipts you got. Even like I was on hiatus, so my record got cleared. But if I go back to court, the judge can still see what I have done already. And they can't say they can personally say you're a habitual offender, but they can't charge me because I have old charges because they're already expunged. But yeah, you keep showing up, they gonna get on your ass because they gonna feel like you ain't learned your lesson. And you're a menace to society at this point because you're not listening. So, I really forgot what you just asked me because I started talking about that.
What's hiatus?
It's a little program. Once you get out, they put you on probation. Probation is pretty much a program that you get on to be supervised and make sure you're still doing good. But as long as you finish it, your felony gets expunged off your record.
That's for the youth, right?
Yes, for the youth. They got another one, 7411, I think it's called, and that's for like up to 25 or something like that. Yeah. Got another law. Get your shit together.
Facts.
Because they'll try to hold you.
Facts. So for let's say you run into a 16-year-old, in the same position you were at the time, or let's say 16-year-old you, what are you saying to him?
Fuck that nigga. Don't let what he's saying get to you, bro. He just talking. That's what you asked. Or I don't know what you asked, but that's what I was talking about. Now, I would have had 3, 4 cases if I went off of somebody saying what they was going to do to me. Because a lot of the time, you ain't going to do nothing for real. So why would I just let you trick me out the streets? Because I know what I'm going to do. So, and you just doing all that talking. And now I see that people do all this talking way crazier than what he was doing and won't do shit. And then they'll see me and won't do nothing. So it's like, oh, okay. Now I know. Because some stuff, I will say you got to prove it to me. But that's something that's been proven at this point. people gonna talk all they want. It's about what somebody gonna really do. So, till you really prove to me you gonna do that, I ain't got nothing to prove to you. So, that's what I would tell 16-year-old me. You ain't got nothing to prove to nobody. Protect yourself by any means, but if it ain't no means, it ain't no matter, you know?
Word.
Yeah.
So what you up to now? Like, what are you doing in life now?
Working, hustling, music. Sadiddy Music Group. You know what I'm saying? SMG, Sadiddy Entertainment, man. We going up. This the label, this the brand, this what we stand on, you know? My homeboy actually made these hoodies too. Hawk Promo, go follow him on Instagram, HAWK_PROMO, Hawk Promo. This the real thing, you feel me? Real premium laid. You see the check on there. I don't really want to give him the shit all wrinkled up, but this the real shabiggity. Got the Nike tag on it. We ain't endorsed yet, but it's on the way. So, but yeah, music, hustling, working. So just get to it right now, for real, trying to stay active.
What's the music like?
It's music. I'm trying to get back to it. I got stuff going on at the moment, but music is creative. So long as I can get to the creativity level that I need to, and to be able to do that is to have the time and space to do it, it's gonna be rocking. Just like it always do. Right now, I'm kind of just sitting back with the music, not being an artist, but I'm pushing, because Sadiddy is a whole label. I'm pushing the other artists we got right now that are in that space and got that time to rap and put their creativity on paper and music videos, because that's really what I started for in the first place. I was a face of what we had going on, and it wasn't really my thing, but I know all my people like this, so I took on that role to get us through there. And now since we are looked at and got the resources and all that stuff to get better at it, that's what they doing. So everything falling around the right place. So I got the right people doing it too. So when I am ready, I'm gonna start getting back on my shit, dropping my little music, and keep pushing.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Where can we find you at online?
On YouTube, we Sadiddy Entertainment, or you just type me up, SCP Capo. But you type in Sadiddy Entertainment, like and subscribe. Everything on there that's not just my music. It's the music, the videos, our other artists' videos, SRT Day, King Skunk. Got a lot of stuff on there, a few R&B singles, you know, a lot of stuff going on. Instagram, SCP Capo. I'm a little old school, so I ain't got too many outlets right now for the social media, but I am gonna have more of that on the way too. So yeah.
All right, thanks for coming out, my guy. Appreciate you.
Truly will.
It's the Paperwork Party Podcast. I'll at y'all next time. Oh, got the new Instagram. I'm gonna put that in the bottom below. So I forgot what it is, but I'm gonna link that for y'all below. All right, holla at you next time. Peace.